This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for January 24th, 2024. Your daily entertainment headlines, industry info, and everything rock. Sammy Hagar found out some shocking news on the newest episode of PBS's Finding Your Roots. The episode airing last night at 8 p.m. on PBS. The Red Rocker finding out his DNA does not match any men with the last name Hagar, saying, quote, "This is nutty as anything I've ever imagined." After discovering that his DNA matched 27 men with the last name Belcher, he was blown away, saying, quote, "What a trip." The nominations for the 2024 Oscars were announced yesterday, with Oppenheimer leading the pack with 13 nominations, followed by Poor Things with 11. Best Picture nominations went to American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killer, and Ozzy, A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. In the Best Original Song category, It Never Went Away from American Symphony, I'm Just Ken from Barbie, What Was I Made For from Barbie, The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot, and Ozzy, A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon. The Oscars will be given away live at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood on March 10th with Jimmy Kimmel serving as the host. The Doobie Brothers are set to hit the road with special guests Steve Winwood and Robert Cray. The tour, kicking off June 15th in Seattle, contains 3 shows in New England, including Bridgeport, Connecticut on August 9th, Guilford, New Hampshire on August 10th, and at the Xfinity Center in Mansfield, Massachusetts on August 12th. Melvin's vocalist and guitarist Bud King Buzzo Osborne and Mr. Bungle bassist and vocalist Trevor Dunn have announced a solo acoustic tour together. Tickets go on sale this Friday, January 26th at 10 a.m. That includes a stop in Cambridge, Mass. At the Sinclair on September 3rd. Wolfgang Van Halen and Mammoth WVH are set to perform the song I'm All Right on Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight, the latest single from the band's sophomore album, Mammoth 2. The WWE's weekly flagship wrestling program, Raw, is set to be shown on Netflix starting in January of 2025. Netflix will become the exclusive new home for Raw in the U.S., Canada, the U.K., and Latin America, with additional countries and regions added over time. This marks Raw's departure from regular broadcast television after 31 years. While still recovering from hip and leg surgery, former Slipknot drummer Jay Weinberg has committed to joining Infectious Grooves for their upcoming Australian tour. He'll be filling in for Avenged Sevenfold's Brooks Wackerman, who handles the drumming duties for the band. A scheduling conflict with Avenged Sevenfold has forced them to find another drummer. Hed P.E. found themselves the victim of an apparent unprompted physical assault this week. The band shared the story and footage of the incident, which played out in a Walmart parking lot in their ongoing West Coast tour. Saying, quote, "Fuck around with Hed P.E. and find out. Hed P.E. security ain't no joke. We noticed some guys were casing our rig and trailer at Walmart. They were walking around the bus, taking too long to pass, and then doing repeated laps. A few minutes later, one dude runs into the bus and swings on our crew guy. Thankfully, our tour manager is a combat vet and part superhero, so we took him down and subdued him until the police arrived." Alice Cooper has announced a 50th anniversary deluxe edition of his 1973 album, Billion Dollar Babies. The expanded set arrives March 8th digitally and in 3 LP and 2 CD physical formats. The $1 Trillion edition includes a remastered version of the original album and a bunch of specific rarities, 2 studio outtakes, 4 single mixes, and a concert recording from a Texas date in 1973. The Killers have announced a special residency to take place this year in their hometown of Las Vegas. Celebrating the 20th anniversary of their iconic debut album, Hot Fuss, they'll be performing the record front to back for the first time. The residency is set to take place between August 14th and 30th at Las Vegas's Coliseum at Caesars Palace. And Bob Dylan has added another leg of his U.S. tour dates for his long-running, never-ending tour. Tickets go on sale to the general public on Friday, January 26th at 10 a.m. And Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne, along with Jack and Kelly, have released the 20th episode of their revived podcast. On this week's episode, Ozzy and Sharon answer listener call-in questions about their enduring love story. Regarding their 4-decade-plus marriage, Ozzy said, quote, "Sharon is like my soulmate. Sometimes I love her, sometimes I don't love her, sometimes I'm angry with her, sometimes I'm crazy about her, and sometimes I'm very jealous of her. Sometimes I want to fucking kill her. But through it all, at the end of the day, I love her more than anything in the world. Put it this way, I couldn't live without her, and I don't want to live without her, and my love for her now is bigger than it ever has been." Sharon simply answered, "Ditto." And that's your sit rep. For more details on all the stories, check the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 190 featuring Mariah Formica from Plush is available now.
To celebrate joining Pantheon Podcasts, Rock Camp, the podcast, the official podcast of Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, is giving away a guitar signed by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Marty Friedman, formerly of Megadeth, and legendary shredder Zakk Wylde, plus our rockstar counselors like Vinny Appice, Monty Pittman, and more. To enter to win, simply follow, rate, and review our podcast on your preferred platform, and that's all you have to do. For more information, go to rockcamp.com/podcast.